Welcome to Country Fried Rock, where we talk with musicians to find out what inspires their creativity. Country Fried Rock, music uncovered. Sometimes you have to catch a band when they're on the road. Our guest joins us this week by cell phone. Welcome to Country Fried Rock. I'm your host, Sloan Spencer. My guest today on Country Fried Rock is Shonna Tucker, a name you might not recognize, but a voice you definitely do. Well, Shonna Tucker has a brand new band, Shonna Tucker and Icandy, and an even better album about to roll called A Tell-All. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. It's funny, I picked up my phone and I was wandering around trying to find a good spot, and all of a sudden, like 3 dogs started barking and the donkey started braying. I'm like, yeah, okay, perfect.
This is kind of fun because we actually got to meet in real life once.
Yeah, you got to come see my donkeys.
Yay, and eat real fresh eggs and all that good stuff.
Yes, and speaking of delicious food, you may or may not have left us a casserole.
It's funny, when I started Country Fried Rock a few years ago, we actually started as a food blog, which is where the Country Fried came in, and so...
Ah, that makes perfect sense now.
Yeah, exactly. So not everybody knows that because we've kind of morphed over the years, but that is basically my gift to humanity is I'm a pretty good kind of country cook.
Yeah, well, that particular dish was excellent, and it was well appreciated because we were hungry musicians practicing and didn't have time to cook.
I'm glad it worked out. It was fun. So you've been incredibly busy for a long while, but especially over the last year or so. Tell me what you've had going on.
Well, yes. Tons of writing and recording and practicing and some shows. We're playing some, mostly just weekends, 2 or 3 day runs just to keep our chops up and get out there a little bit. But for the most part, me and my new band, Icandy, are just practicing our new record a ton. It hits the road.
Tell me about Icandy.
Well, I used to play in a band called the Drive-By Truckers for quite a while. And I left that band, has it been almost a year and a half ago? And I immediately started writing, and these songs came really fast. There was no plan. It wasn't planned ahead, just brand new songs coming really fast. And I knew that I wanted to work them up with a band, something new and different. And John Neff and I started learning these songs and working them up, and we needed more people. So we started calling our good buddies, and they started showing up. And we ended up with Bedingfield on guitar, who is, in his own right, just an incredible songwriter and musician. He has an excellent band. Maybe we can talk more about that. And Leverett on drums, and same for him. No end to the things he's been involved in. And Neil Golden on keys, and John Neff on pedal steel and guitar, and myself on bass vocals. And anyway, we started getting together on Wednesdays to have a few drinks and work a song up here and there, and before we knew it, we were, having a ton of fun, and we knew we had something, so we went in the studio, and now we have a tell-all coming out October 15th.
That's cool. Where did y'all record?
We recorded here in Athens, Georgia with our friend Kyle Spence. He calls his studio Ronnie Jones Studio, which we just call it Kyle's. He's just right up the road from us over here on the east side, and he is a fabulous drummer, and he's played with tons of cool bands and does a lot of cool stuff. He also happens to be an excellent engineer, producer, so he's not too bad to hang out with either. He's quite fun.
So that developed out of the friendship with him?
Yeah, we knew we wanted to record, and we thought, well, if Kyle's cool, we don't have a ton of money or not that was it wasn't the deciding factor, but we just wanted to get it done. We wanted to do something that we hadn't done before, do it somewhere we hadn't recorded before and with someone we hadn't recorded before. So, yeah, it just worked out, actually, just really, really great, and it's a natural thing.
Was that done over a period of time or all at once?
Yeah, we kind of did end up spreading it out. We were going, once we got in, things were going really fast. I actually was still writing once we started the first couple, batch of songs. I was still writing, so we kept having to go back in. So it was spread out a little bit, and it seems like forever ago since we did all this because it's been done. The record itself has been complete, recorded, mixed, and mastered for quite some time now. Been doing a lot of work getting ready to get it out the way we want to do it. So it didn't take us really that long, maybe a 6 months time spread out over, here and there, a little blurred of recording when we can.
Country Fried Rock is proud to announce our second compilation to raise funds and awareness for musicians' mental health services. You can help keep music alive. Check it out at countryfriedrock.bandcamp.com. All of the proceeds raised go directly to the model program for community-based mental health services, reaching the musician community of Athens, Georgia. Born of tragedy, but making a difference for people right now. Prevent musician suicide. You know an organization makes a difference when people like this step up to the plate and donate songs. We thank them, and we thank you for your generous contributions to preventing musician suicide. Keep music alive.
Hey, this is Shonna Tucker from Shonna Tucker and Icandy, and you're listening to Country Fried Rock.
What were you finding is different for writing for yourself this time around?
Yeah, I wasn't trying to make anything sound a certain way or fit a certain type of thing. I just was able to, close my eyes and let it fall out of my mouth, or, just write it down. And I didn't have to think about that at all, So that was a huge difference, really. And I got to delve into it. I had some spare time on my hands, first of all. So I had a lot of time to just sit and figure out really who I am as a writer and try to figure that out, which I guess that's a lifetime of work.
Was it kind of surprising you, though?
A little bit. I mean, I'm always an emotional person, and I had a lot of emotions going on all over the place with a lot of different, angles. So that helped. I had a lot of things to say and a lot of different things to say. So I was able to, I guess the surprising part was I was able to complete a lot of songs in a fast time, short amount of time.
The opportunity was there to make that happen.
Exactly. That's the first time really in my life, basically, that I've had that chance, or that I took that chance anyway.
How did you start playing music?
I was a little bitty. I think I was 8 years old when I went to my daddy and asked him to show me chords on a guitar. A little $10 guitar he bought in Mexico when he was in the Navy was always leaned up in the corner, and he knew just enough, just enough chords to play his 3 favorite Creedence songs. So I asked him to show me, 8 years old, and he did. And I just kind of took it upon myself to figured out that I wanted to do that. Luckily for me, he also knew enough about music to recognize that once I learned those songs he taught me, I would sit with the guitar and turn on the radio and play along with the radio, and I was picking out bass notes.
Cool.
I didn't know what I was doing, but he recognized that, so he got me a bass guitar for my 10th birthday, and that was that.
That's really cool.
Yeah, thank you. And you know what? My uncle, my dad's brother, he played, the same thing, just enough. He played a couple of songs on guitar, and no really just outstanding musicians in my family at all, but just a couple of people who kind of played every once in a while. I
mean, I don't know how to say this without sounding like gender discriminatory, but that's kind of cool that your dad noticed you were doing that and let a little girl go with the bass.
It's very cool. I always try to give him credit for that. It's true, but it also, I think that is cool because I'm a little bit of a daddy's girl. He did recognize that in me, and he, for the most part, everything I tried to do, he allowed me to do it, and my mom too, just from cooking to fishing or whatever. So they let me be a little tomboy and tried to throw in the girly things too to make sure I was well-rounded.
At what point did music become more than just a hobby for you?
I think kind of early on, I was pretty addicted, hooked on at least trying to learn. Of course, that snowballs into deciding all of a sudden you have a favorite song or a favorite band, a favorite, something that you want to try to do. And I don't know, by the time I was a teenager, I was really serious, and I was playing in a couple of bands, and, that's about the time I realized where I came from and what was going on there for real, really going on. And I started learning, that these songs that I was trying to play, pick the bass notes out on guitar when I was 10 years old, were, these songs that were recorded in my hometown, and I didn't know it until I was a teenager. I don't know what that says about where I come from, actually. That people don't teach you this or, Anyway, by the time I was a teenager, I was really playing in, a couple of bands, and I knew that it was serious when I approached my parents my 11th grade year in high school. I had softball scholarships all lined up, and I went to them and had the talk that I was going to not play softball my senior year. I was going to play in the bluegrass band. So they were okay with it. They weren't really, but they were cool with it.
So I didn't know about these early bluegrass roots.
Yeah, I have to say it's true. It's part of it. I was really a big thinking about a couple of things. I'm getting ready to call you today and really kind of delving into my bluegrass memories for some reason. Like, yeah, that was a really important time in my life, actually. I learned a lot about music.
That's really cool.
You know, you have to kind of know what you're doing because I guess you can say it any kind of music, but a lot of the bluegrass musicians really, you know, they really study and work hard to know music. It's very honest. I contribute that to a lot of me learning how to be a good bass player, keep time, good time. I don't know if you can hear the donkey just...
Is that Jimmy?
Linda, she's screaming. She wants more hay.
I grew up around horses, but I'd never been around donkeys.
Yeah. You know, I've learned a ton about donkeys. I was never raised around donkeys either, but yeah, they're my friends now.
So what on earth possessed you to get those donkeys in the first place?
Okay, well, John and I bought this house out here in Winterville, Georgia, 2.5 years ago. You know, a little bit of land, 5.5 acres. I wanted chickens immediately because I love to cook and you know about those fresh eggs. So we got some chickens, and we had a little fox problem. So started worrying, what are we going to do? We're out of town. We can't take, what are we going to do? We have to fix this. So we worked on the fence, but then the fox was getting into the fence. And anyway, I started reading and studying what to do, and I kept seeing all of this stuff about donkeys coming up for, guardian, livestock guardians, the best. They're one of the best guardians you can get. And so I started reading a little bit about donkeys, and I happened to find this dude, our first donkey, Steve, on a Georgia farm animal rescue site. He was in bad shape and needed help, needed a home really badly. So we just went and got him. We didn't know what we were doing, nothing about donkeys. So we're like, well, surely we can help this guy. We'll figure it out. So we ended up with him, and we fixed him up and fell madly in love with him. It didn't take long at all. So in about a month, I decided he needed a companion. So I found little Linda on Craigslist, and she came, and, we had no idea, but she was pregnant when we got her. So then came little Jimmy about 9 months later. Yeah, the whole plan was to have goats out here, but once we had the fox problem, we said, we can't get goats yet until we fix this, figure out what to do. And then our donkey family grew so fast that we decided to put the goat goal on hold. You
do have the pretty chickens that make all the pretty colored eggs, which is really neat.
Yes, I love that. I never get tired of going out there and seeing the rainbow and the nest box.
It's really amazing. Like, if y'all have never had an actual farm egg, like not from the grocery store, you are missing out.
Oh, boy. Yes. Spoiled rotten.
Never miss a radio show from Country Fried Rock. Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes. Just search Country Fried Rock.
Hey, this is Shonna Tucker with Shonna Tucker and Icandy, and you guys can check us out on our website at shonnatucker.net. That's SHONNA Tucker.net.
Was it clear that this was going to be the band on your Wednesday night jams, or was it more like, these are my buddies, let's just have some fun?
I think early on we realized that we had something pretty special, just because each of us have played with enough people in our lives to know when you're going to click with someone musically. Nothing to do with if it's your buddy or not. Just have it or you don't. And we knew we had something,
Well, and all those guys, for people who are not familiar with kind of the Georgia music scene, all of those guys have been in tons of bands around the area well-known for quite a while.
Yes, tons. I have a hard time remembering everything myself. Strong
songwriting as well.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit already about Bedingfield. He's a fabulous writer, and he just has a new album, actually, with his band called The Wydells. And that's one of my favorite records to listen to. Hopefully one of these days we'll all get to hear it. I think actually us finishing up doing all this Icandy stuff has inspired him to get back and put his record out. So we'll stay tuned and see what happens.
What's changing with the songs since the record isn't actually out, but you've had some time to live with them?
Yeah, I guess that's just how it goes for anyone, or most everyone, when you make a record and you go out and you play it live. Enough times it does, sways from night to night a little bit. It changes, and that's natural. It's funny that you don't even realize that that's happening sometimes. And then just 2 days ago, we got the test pressing for the record, and we were really excited, so we put it on, and we realized then how different things are now live. You listen, oh yeah, we do that song a lot faster now, but that's all natural. The live show needs to be its own thing. But for the most part, everything's the same. I did some of my own harmony vocals on the record, and then these guys are so awesome that they're able to do these girl backup vocals just fine, better than me. So, just little things like that are different, but for the most part, it's like the album.
Did you know you can download each podcast for free? Just scroll down to the bottom of the page on countryfriedrock.org.
Hey y'all, this is Shonna Tucker from Shonna Tucker and Icandy, and our new album called A Tell All is coming out October 15th, and you can find it at shonnatucker.net.
As you all have been developing the live show, are you bringing in some of the writing from the other guys in the band and their other projects?
Yeah, for the shows we've been doing this spring and summer, a lot of the nights we do incorporate some of the other guys' stuff, and for the most part to fill time, because, so far this Shonna Tucker and Icandy, we have one album worth of songs, so we need a little bit of fill space, but we practice both. We practice a good, strong Icandy set, and then we try to practice everybody's songs so we can do them when we need to and want to, too. And that's been really fun. I like to pull out the other guys' songs so I can just step back and, be the bass player for a minute, and not worry about singing for a minute.
There's some things that are different for you in terms of content where you've gone with some of this writing as well.
Yeah, for the most part, this is the most writing, my own songs I've had on an album ever. So, yeah, it is a little bit of, it's all over the place. I tried to say the other day that it was a nature-themed record, but that's basically where every inspiration came from.
And there's at least one song maybe that you and John Neff wrote together, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny because I've never been good at sitting down with someone else and writing a song. I've tried it back, it's been a long time, but I used to try it quite often just to try it because I wanted to do it so badly, It just never seemed to work out. I was always better by myself. And it was a new thing, and it was really cool to get to do that together with John because he brought an idea that I wouldn't have, thought of, or especially musically on an instrument, chords and melody. He's really helped me with melodies a ton. He has that pedal steel ear that's not my bass ear.
Sure, and that's a good kind of the yin and yang there.
Yeah, so it was really cool to finally be able to be comfortable with collaborating.
My guest today on Country Fried Rock is Shonna Tucker. Did I just see that y'all are part of the tribute to Alabama as well?
Yes, ma'am. We're really excited. All of us cannot deny the Alabama influence for childhood. And the song that they want us to do is Roll On. And I literally have a very vivid memory of sitting in the back seat, 5 years old, and just, please turn it up. And every time I got to the part, roll on, I'd say, roll on, Hank. And I have no idea why, but I'll never forget that. So it's been really fun to work this song up, and we actually pull it out live every once in a while.
Did you have some other people come in and do any playing on any of the songs with this?
Yeah. The band played on everything except on one song called Lonely People. We had the privilege and honor of having Spooner Oldham come in.
Oh, nice.
And, he played Defender Rhodes on Lonely People, so that was really special.
Muscle Shoals right there.
Yeah, it doesn't get better than him. This is a little extra bonus maybe, but when you pre-order our record, you're going to get 2 bonus tracks.
Ooh!
With that song and another song called Old Fashioned, with Icandy playing them. So you get both versions, so you can have a little Spooner.
I think I heard you say you heard a test pressing. Does that mean vinyl?
Yes. I felt like a teenage girl. Mailman brought that up to me because I didn't know it was coming that day, a few days ago. Yeah, the first time, our first band, Icandy, first record. Very, very exciting. And I think the first records are coming out. They might be pretty colored.
Is there anything special with album art or liner notes or anything like that?
Yeah, actually, I think maybe recently you had the privilege to talk a little bit with Jack Logan.
I did. He was great. I loved talking to him.
He is fabulous. So Jack is so great, and he happens to be John's brother-in-law. So, yeah, we approached him to see if he was interested in doing the artwork for the album. He said yes. He said it's been a really long time, but yes. And so he did, and we love everything he did so much. And just last night he handed us some more stuff for a T-shirt design, so he's kind of part of it now. He's done all the artwork, and I think that's really special, too, when you have real artwork, you know, someone's real touch on there. It helps. He's helped us more than he knows with all that, too. It's so fast. He's so crazy fast with drawing and sketching. Can just call him up. I'm so sorry, late notice again, but could you do this? In a few hours, he's got us something.
What's on tap with this release? Any other special stuff coming up?
Yeah, let's see. The release is October 15th. Also, the record is going to come with a little recipe poster, 6 of my recipes on it, and if you pre-order, you get 4 extra bonuses, so a total of 10 recipes.
Nice!
And yeah, and that's also Jack did some artwork for the recipes, actually.
That is super cool.
Yeah, so that's actually my favorite part of the whole album is, as far as artwork, is the little recipe sketches. I've been working on a little cookbook for a long time, and the whole plan was to put it out along with the record, and so we decided to just go ahead and throw some recipes in at least. So we made a cool poster, and yeah, I'm excited about that.
Do y'all have any shows on the schedule?
Yes, at our website we just updated, and we have a whole bunch of new shows up, and they're going to keep coming because we're working on fall tour relentlessly, and so as soon as we nail a show, we put it up. So ShonnaTucker.net, you can find everything.
What else do y'all have going on?
Well, just getting ready, working hard on getting all this stuff because we're doing this ourselves, and just basically just tons of emails every day. We're getting ready for trying to, scrounge up a good solid tour and just getting all this artwork turned in, and that's about it for now. We're getting ready to do quite a hefty radio tour. That's exciting. We're going to be playing shows and doing radio, so 2 or 3 spots a day. It's going to be really, things are about to get real.
What's different getting to be at the helm of this project?
I'm learning how to be a singer, like a real singer. I'm still learning that. I feel myself getting better, but we haven't really been on, major tour yet either, so we'll see.
Right.
We'll see if all this work's paying off, and hopefully I try to pay attention and ask other singers their tricks and try to take care of the best I can. It's a different lifestyle.
I'm sure everyone has mentioned all to you, but warm apple cider with black tea in it and honey really helps.
Oh, that's awesome.
Shonna, I think that your writing really has finally found its way out, and it's light. It is a whole different deal, and it's just so true, and I'm really excited for people to hear your songs.
Oh, thank you so much, Sloan. You've been so supportive of us and me, and thank you. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much.
Definitely. Safe travels, and looking forward to catching y'all soon.
Yes, thank you. Come back anytime, too.
Appreciate it. Talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Country Fried Rock, music uncovered. Find our full playlist at countryfriedrock.org. You can subscribe to our weekly podcast on iTunes. Just search Country Fried Rock. Our theme music is from The Heap. Check them out at heapdeluxe.com. That's HEAPDELUXE. Our Country Fried Rock stinger is from Steve Soto and the Twisted Hearts. Country Fried Rock. Copyright 2013 by Lilypad Productions. All rights reserved. Country Fried Rock is a partnership with the nonprofit Florence Regional Arts Alliance. Your donations to this program are tax deductible to the extent you are eligible under U.S. law. Country Fried Rock radio programs are distributed to public radio through the Public Radio Exchange, prx.org.
Ever he been helping us some country fried rock.